Top diplomats searching for a political solution in Syria have agreed to meet again in a couple of weeks. First round of discussions wrapped up with over a dozen envoys at the table in Vienna. Iran was invited for the first time to be part of the political process after repeated demands by Moscow. CCTV's Lyubova reports.
Iran taking part in major international talks on Syria for the first time. In Moscow, this is seen as a diplomatic victory. Russia has been striving for inclusion of all regional players in Syria talks, particularly Iran, for a long time. Moscow considers Tehran a key side to the political process for Syria.
Iranian participation in Vienna talks comes as a major sensation, and that can come as a sort of a turning point in the whole negotiating process, because when we say Iran, this is not just a state, though the powerful regional state, but this is a way of thinking. This is a way of interpreting Middle East events. And this is also the force which can also influence other players.
Russia and Iran are the biggest allies of the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Both countries believe he should be a part of a political solution in Syria. President Assad's recent surprise visit to Moscow was a show of support for his government.
The conflict in Syria has forced hundreds of thousands of people to flee their country. Thousands are trying to reach Europe in search of a new home. Many Syrians have come to Russia to seek asylum, but only a few are successful.
One Syrian family has been camping out in Moscow's Sheremetyevo airport for weeks. They fled the conflict in Syria and went to Russia to seek safety. But they are accused of using fake travel documents and were refused asylum. Now the family is stuck in the airport's transit zone.
Russia signed a convention on refugees. There's a law on refugees, and we will never hear the authorities say that refugees are not welcome in Russia. But in reality, Russia doesn't welcome refugees. Migration services are doing all they can to prevent people from applying for asylum.
Russia has been conducting airstrikes in Syria for a month. Moscow says it's hitting terrorist targets, but human rights groups say that more civilians are forced to flee because of this military offensive. Lyubova, CCTV, Moscow.